From the Storm Team 8 Tracking Center, this is a severe weather alert.
Hey, Chief Meteorologist Ellen Baca here, and I'm joining you from the Tracking Center alongside Matt Kirkwood and Sarah Flynn, our two other meteorologists that are in-house today looking at the event. And we wanted to keep you updated on what's going on because right now we have some showers and storms that are making their way onshore. They're fairly weak at this point in time, so it's just some plain old rain, a few flashes of lightning. Still, if you have plans outside within the next few hours here, probably not something that you want to continue doing. You probably want to go ahead and reschedule because we are watching as showers and storms continue to develop, and some could be quite strong. So I want to break down the threats for you this evening, and then we'll also talk about the threats tonight, and then tomorrow. It's going to be pretty active here. We're going to take about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to let you go so that we can get ready for our broadcast live at 5 on Wood TV. I want to show you Storm Track live in full, and this is the first really interesting thing. Typically, we see the strongest storms on the leading edge of a typical line. And right now, we do have some stronger storms that are currently moving towards Holton and Fremont, Big Prairie. These are moving at about 40 miles per hour or so. So if I put a track on these, you can see that we have some rain that's rolling through Muskegon. Not a huge deal, though, for us. These eventually are going to be moving into Holton at about 420, Bridgeton 431, Newaygo 442, and Croton Township about 452. But what's so interesting about this system is the fact that we're seeing some strong to even severe storms on the backside. This typically doesn't happen. Usually, all of the power on the leading edge of a storm helps to trigger some severe thunderstorms on the leading edge of a system. But with this particular system today, we're noticing that storms are still getting some upper level support and some instability strong enough to trigger some severe thunderstorm warnings on the other side of Lake Michigan. So Madison just wrapping up a severe thunderstorm warning. You can see a pretty hefty lightning count there. And I'm showing this to you because it shows us that just because we're dealing with light rain now doesn't mean we can completely relax. This is a system today and tonight that's going to be impacting us for a duration. So we'll have lulls and then we'll see activity. Now on your screen right now, you're seeing Muskegon. You can see overcast skies, some light to moderate rain, potentially a flash of lightning. Again, enough to cancel a game or at least postpone it for a while. But this is still a day that we're staying very, very weather aware because we are under an enhanced risk for severe weather. You'll notice much of West Michigan is under the 3 out of a 5 in the risk scale. This is for Ottawa County, slicing through a good portion of Kent County, Allegan, Barry, Van Buren, Kalamazoo, Calhoun, the entire southern row close to Indiana. And this does include portions of Indiana. What's so interesting here, I'm going to go ahead and take off that bullseye again. What's so interesting is that we have 2 severe thunderstorm watches that are in place right now. One is for Indiana and then stretching over towards Ohio. And another is for southern Wisconsin. So we have this nice gap here. And this is just, once again, showing us that we're watching the current round, which has 2 powerful spots. We still have this whole risk area over southern Michigan for the showers and storms that we're expecting later on. So that's what's going on right now in the short term. We still have to watch very carefully. But I want to switch gears here and look at your futurecast because I think this does a really good job of showing you what we could expect tonight. I've been looking at a lot of futurecasts. This one is the HRRR. I think it's doing the best job recently with some systems that we've seen over the weekend. It also has done a pretty nice job with the timing of the arrival of the weaker showers, a few stronger in Muskegon, and kind of sprinkle action down near South Haven. Watch it with me here. Brings this first wave through 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. A bit on the quiet side. Again, this is a forecast model. It's not a guarantee. So we still have to be very aware and watch for any development. But watch what happens as we get closer to nightfall. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Very good chance that our upper level winds could tap into some heavy moisture and help to build some really powerful downpours for us. Now, in addition to this, anytime you have really strong downpours and fast upper level wind, The downpours can mix the fast wind down to the surface and give us some strong to damaging wind gusts. Remember that risk area that I showed you, 3 out of 5 in the risk scale for severe weather. I think the time frame here for us is going to be closer to 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. After that first wave moves out, rain continues to build and blanket the area, clearing by the time we get to 5 o'clock tomorrow, roughly. But these rain showers are going to be so heavy that there's a very good chance that we could pick up 3 to even 5 inches of rain. Let me just show you an example. This is one futurecast. Matt Kirkwood is going to be in at 5 p.m. through 5 and 5:30 to tell us more about the variation in rainfall. Sometimes I think people look at these and they go, oh, well, I live in South Haven, so I'll be fine. Remember, this is a futurecast, and this is an example of what could happen. The exact timing and totals and placement could vary. So what this shows us is the downpours that are rolling through tonight have a very good chance of producing heavy rain. Since we're all within that risk area, we all have to watch for the potential of heavy rain. This particular example puts the bullseye over Hastings, but that very well could move. So that's our job tonight, to show you where the big downpours are. And again, right now not seeing too much activity. That's Muskegon, just to show you the current wave. But with the storm threat today, and with us talking so much about the storm threat, anytime there's activity on the radar, we want to let you know what we're seeing so that you can relax a bit, or know that it's not time to completely relax yet, right? So this is something that we're going to be monitoring until tomorrow morning. After that, our threats switch to looking at heat. So we go from wind and flooding rains tonight to the potential for heat as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. So Matt, I know you're forecasting, you're getting ready for the 5. What are you seeing in terms of heat values? And you had some stats about when the last time we saw heat like this was.
Yeah, it looks like we'll probably feel the hottest temperatures that we've had in nearly 2 summers, as far as I could gather.
Yeah.
We have a high temperature right around 94 degrees for Wednesday. And that would put us at the hottest temperature we've had since July 7th of 2020. So
like
this is
2
serious
years.
heat.
Yeah.
I mean, really some serious heat. And it looks like it's going to be, a 2-day event, not a heat wave, which we need 3 days or more, but nonetheless, it's going to be high impact, something we're not used to, because we're actually in a cool start so far for June. Our first 80-degree temperature so far, June was yesterday. So we're not acclimated to heat. Rarely are we ever here in West Michigan anyway. So this is going to be fairly intense. Feel like readings are going to pretty much range throughout the viewing area between about 100, at least peak, 100 to upwards of 110. We see that heat warning for our southern counties. So this is going to be, one of those things that you want to find ways to cool yourself down. Air conditioning. Maybe go see a movie. Go hang out at the freezer section at your local grocery store. But but nonetheless, it's hydrate and certainly don't wear a bunch of black.
That's a really good point. A lot of times there are little things that you can do, like Matt was just mentioning, like avoid the sunshine, wear lighter colored clothing, because that really can help. Make sure that you're not doing things like mowing the lawn in the middle of the day. Take a couple day break. Thursday, Friday, much more comfortable conditions roll in. So if you have things that you can delay them. You have our permission. I'll contact your boss if need be. Heat is one of those things that's like kind of a silent killer, really. You think about tornadoes, you think about like wind. Those are really visual, and we see a lot of like immediate damage. So it's easy for us to think of those as threats. But when it comes to heat, like that's when we have to worry about heat stroke, people with heart conditions, and then like all of us in West Michigan that are not quite used to the heat. So again, those are the breakdowns of what's going on Storm Track Live right now. We don't really have too much in terms of intense storms nearby. We'll continue to track these severe thunderstorms that are on the other side of Lake Michigan, currently rolling through Madison. Let me just see how far away this is. Still a good 150 miles, so we've still got 3+ hours, 4 hours before that round gets here. We will all be here through this evening and then overnight tonight to let you know what we're seeing. Make sure you have a way to get alerts on your phone especially, and if you don't know how to do that, head to woodtv.com. We have an article for you. You can just type it in the search bar and it walks you through a couple of small steps that you can stay weather aware overnight tonight. All right, I'm going to let you go. We are live at 5. We'll continue to cut in or break in if anything in our area goes severe, but stay safe and stay weather aware.